Alright, what's the difference between being shy and being introverted? Because a lot of the times the two terms are used pretty interchangeably, but they're actually quite different. Because I consider myself to be like an introverted person, but I don't think I'm shy at all. And there's often a lot of mix up in between the definitions of those two things. So really, like what introversion and extroversion, if someone sees like a shy person, they might just say they're an introvert, but it's not really the case, because the difference between introvert and extrovert is just how that person actually like gets energy from like other people. So an introvert is able to like be good in like one-on-one situations or by themselves. So like whether it's just catching up with one friend or just like what I'm doing now, like going for a walk by myself, it just like helps me like sort of calm down and all that. And an extrovert is more, they get that same sort of energy from being in a big group. So like whether it's like a big party or whatever the case may be, that's how they actually get their energy. So, and society kind of puts almost like introverts are like a bad thing. It's like, the problem is a lot of people who are introverts naturally are trying to be extroverted just because they feel like they need to do that, because that's what like society is putting like a premium on. But it actually causes a lot of issues, because if you're a naturally introverted person and you're trying to be like extroverted and like stand out and like be with the group or whatever, it just is really draining. Like I find a lot of group stuff to be really draining, whereas I can like be by myself for hours or like catch up with one friend for a long time and like I get a lot more energy from that. Whereas in big group settings, I find it really exhausting and I have to like then like recover afterwards almost. And I guess to be clear, like it doesn't mean to excuse, like if you can't use that as an excuse if you are like an introverted person. You can't say like, well, I'm never going to go do group activities or whatever. Like you should still do that, and you can still do that, and you can be effective in a group setting, but you just need to then factor in like recovery time as well into like having some, you might do like a big group activity and then have like a bit of solo time afterwards to recover. So yeah, if you are one of those people who like is naturally introverted, and a good test is just think about times you're in like a group activity versus being alone. Like what actually gives you energy, and like when do you feel better like after each one of those situations? Like is it when you're by yourself or is it when you're in a group? Because if it's when you're by yourself, that probably means you're an introverted person, and if that is the case, like don't feel like you need to like change that and become extroverted, because it just won't work in the long run. Like you're just not gonna have the energy for it. So yeah, it might be one of those things that like society kind of puts pressure on to be more like that, but it's not going to work for you. So yeah, just something I learned recently that is the case, and that just kind of embrace like who you are naturally. Like I like going for like solo walks by myself and sort of having thinking time, so I just factor that in. So, and yeah, if you like doing group stuff, then just make sure you're doing that more often. So it just depends like who you are naturally. Alright, just a quick thought I had there. Just out for one of my lunchtime walks. Gives me a lot of thinking time, so because I'm an introverted person. So there you go. Alright, if you like these videos, please subscribe to them. I'll keep putting more out, and I'll speak to you soon.